Fresh from the showcase here at SwissWatchExpo at part 2 of our series. We first started out with the divers, which were my favorite pieces for the summertime. And I left out 2 pieces because they're just a little bit different and I wanted to talk about them. They're not divers pieces, but they're just as important to me and wearing in the summertime and casual watches as well. They also happen to be water resistant, although they're not technically divers watches. They do have the ability to be used during swimming or going to the beach or in the water, that kind of thing. But we don't want to do any deep diving in them. They don't have those kinds of capabilities. Although I do want to provide one caveat. The Tudor Black Bay, the GMT. This watch is more or less a diving watch. It's a great alternative to any Rolex Pepsi bezel that you may see. This is what they call the Pepsi Light now. This watch is iconic. It's one of my favorite pieces. As most people who know me know that Tudor is my absolute all-time favorite company because it's kind of the underdog in the industry. A lot of people are just now starting to come around to what Tudor is. It's also a great watch because it's smaller. This is a 41mm watch, so it doesn't take up too much space on your wrist. It is a little bit tall. It's taller than some other divers watches. It's taller than a Submariner, for example, but only by a little bit. Now, one of the things that I really like about the Tudor, especially the GMT, is that you have the interchangeable straps. They've got the leather straps, the metal bracelet, and of course this NATO strap that you can get as well. So it's very universal. And you can even take that NATO strap off, throw it in the wash, clean it, put it back on. It's very universal, but it's casual. All at the same time, when you put on a bracelet, you can dress it up too. And it doesn't cost a fortune. It might in the future because the collectability of these watches is starting to get there. It does have a screw down crown, but it doesn't have the crown protectors because it's a throwback to the original history of the Tudor Black Bay. Now, one thing about the Black Bay and the history of the Black Bay is that the snowflake hands were designed by the United States Navy divers. This particular hour hand was designed in such a way to be better seen underwater, so you get a little bit of history there too. Now, I want to put this on my wrist because I want you to see just how big that looks. I've got a large wrist, and as I said in the previous video, between 7.5 and 7.75 is what I typically wear. Now, this is a 41mm watch, and as you can see, it looks fantastic. It's not too small, and you can see the thickness of the watch. It's a little bit tall, but it has a great presence on your wrist, and the color is absolutely fantastic. Now, I want to move on to the Zenith. This is a watch that we don't see many of, and we don't get many of in our inventory. This is the Zenith Stratos Rainbow. This was actually designed for the French Air Force. It's really cool because it has the internal movement, the Zenith movement, that originally was known for being in the Daytona from Rolex. Now, the importance about this movement is it was supposed to be designed to withstand up to 9 to 10 Gs for French Air Force pilots. So it actually was designed for a purpose. Just like all the other professional series divers watches, these watches were designed for a purpose as well. And the interesting thing is that it has a screw down crown and you can go swimming in it too. And even some light diving. I wouldn't go too terribly deep in this watch, but you can. It's a fairly big watch. It's 45mm in its width. It does have that great inlay bezel, the ceramic inlay bezel here. And it's called the Rainbow because the sub-second hand here has multiple different colors designed for the French Air Force to be able to pick up and see. For certain increments on this particular sub-dial, you should be able to see them under infrared light. And that was one of the requirements of the French Air Force. Now, this is a remake of an original version of this watch from the 1990s. This particular watch was reinvented for the 2014 production year. And one thing that you should notice is that it's a little bit bigger than the original production item too. Now, this one also is really cool because it has a very well-designed butterfly clasp on it, which is a lot like the Calibre diver we talked about earlier in the first half of this series. Now, I want to put it on my wrist because I want to show you that it can be a large watch at 45mm, but it's not terribly thick, which is something that's really cool. It can slide up underneath the cuffs of it, if you want to wear it as a dress watch as well. It can perform 2 duties. It also has that bright polished center on the bracelet, which gives it double duty as well. Now, this is a great looking watch. I'm always a big fan of the Zenith. And if you look at the case back, it does have the crystal case back so you can see all that beautiful work that Zenith does to their movements. It's absolutely an incredible watch. It's an important piece of history, just like this Tudor is. You can swim in it. And as I said, I picked all of my favorite casual watches that we have in our inventory here. We have an expansive list of things here that you can check out for the summertime, that you can swim in, that you don't have to be afraid. It doesn't have to be what I call hydrophobic, scared to death of the water. Remember, sign up, click the bell below, make sure you talk to us, send us questions on YouTube. If you have any, give us a call. If you have any specific questions about any of the dive watches or what might be appropriate for you or the size of your wrist, let us know. We'll be sure to help you out. SwissWatchExpo, fresh from the showcase. We hope to hear from you soon.